the creatures that cause profound, often irreversible harm to our environment. The damage they inflict varies from habitat destruction to the introduction of invasive species, even contributing to climate change. Our countdown will reveal some expected culprits, but also a few surprises. You might find some of these creatures in your own backyard, while others may be as distant as the deepest oceans. Each creature has its unique way of leaving a lasting detrimental mark on our world. Kicking off at number 10, we have cows. These seemingly harmless, cud-chewing creatures are actually the 10th most damaging to our environment. Surprised? Let's delve deeper. While cows themselves aren't intentionally wreaking havoc, it's their digestive processes that are the culprits. You see, cows are ruminants, and when they digest food, they produce methane, a potent greenhouse gas. To put it into perspective, one cow can belch out enough methane in a single year to fill the hot air balloon that floats over the Bristol countryside. Now consider there are about 1.5 billion cows on Earth. That's a whole lot of methane contributing to global warming. In fact, if cows were a country, they would rank third in greenhouse gas emissions, just behind China and the United States. So there you have it. The humble cow, unsuspectingly contributing to climate change. Moving on to number 9, we find termites, the tiny insects with massive environmental impacts. These minuscule, often overlooked insects are quite the force to be reckoned with. Despite their small size, they're capable of causing substantial harm to our environment. You see, termites feed on dead plant material, often in the form of wood. Sounds innocent enough, right? Well, not quite. Their insatiable appetite for wood can lead to the destruction of trees and other plant life. This in turn contributes to deforestation, a major environmental issue that we're grappling with today. Now imagine millions, even billions of these little creatures all munching away at our forests. It's a slow process, but over time, they can decimate large swaths of woodland. But it's not all doom and gloom. Understanding the impact of termites gives us the knowledge to find solutions and protect our forests. Next up at number 8 is rats, the notorious carriers of diseases. Now these creatures, they're not just the bane of a city dweller's existence, they're a global problem. Rats, with their incessant gnawing, can destroy crops in a flash. From wheat to corn, no grain is safe from these relentless pests. Their damage isn't just limited to our food supply, it's much more pervasive. You see, rats are vectors for a multitude of diseases, some of which can be deadly. Leptospirosis, hantavirus and plague are just a few of the illnesses these creatures can spread. And it's not just humans who are at risk. Rats can transmit diseases to wildlife as well, upsetting the balance of ecosystems and endangering vulnerable species. So, while they may seem like a simple nuisance, rats are a significant threat to both our food security and public health. But hold on to your seats, because the creatures on our list are only going to get more destructive. Coming up, our number 7 is goats, the grazers that are eating us out of house and home. These seemingly innocent animals with their playful demeanor and endearing bleats are not as harmless as they seem. Goats are notorious for their voracious appetites, capable of decimating vegetation in no time. Their relentless grazing doesn't discriminate, consuming every type of plant life in their path. From grasses to shrubs, trees to crops, nothing is safe from their ravenous hunger. This leads to a significant loss of plant life, which in turn disrupts the balance of local ecosystems, causing a ripple effect of environmental consequences. One of the most noticeable impacts of overgrazing by goats is soil erosion. Without plant life to anchor it, soil becomes loose and easily swept away by wind and water. Over time, this can lead to desertification, turning once vibrant green landscapes into barren wastelands. At number 6, we have cats, the cute but deadly hunters. They might be your beloved pets, but when it comes to their hunting instincts, there's no denying their impact on the environment. Domestic and feral cats alike have a knack for hunting, and unfortunately, their prey is often local bird populations. It's not just a matter of a few birds here and there. Cats are responsible for decimating large numbers of birds, reducing their population significantly. This may not seem like a big deal, but it disrupts the balance of ecosystems. Birds play a vital role in controlling pests and dispersing seeds, and their decline can lead to an increase in insects and a change in the landscape. It's a classic case of an introduced predator wreaking havoc on an unprepared ecosystem. And it's not just happening in 1 or 2 places, but all around the world. cats, as adorable as they are, have earned their spot on this list. Halfway through our countdown. At number 5, we find deer, the beautiful but destructive grazers. Yes, these gentle creatures of the forest with their soft eyes and elegant antlers are far more harmful to our environment than you might imagine. They are one of our planet's most damaging creatures due to their overpopulation and the subsequent overgrazing. Imagine a lush, vibrant forest. Now imagine it stripped bare, the ground barren, the flora decimated. This is the aftermath of deer overpopulation. When their numbers are unchecked, deer can graze an area into oblivion, leading to severe habitat destruction. They consume vegetation faster than it can regrow, disrupting the balance of the forest ecosystem. This overgrazing not only affects the plant life, but also the countless other species that rely on that vegetation for survival. Our 4th most damaging creature is jellyfish, the silent invaders of our oceans. These ethereal creatures, while beautiful, pose a significant threat to marine ecosystems worldwide. It's not just their venomous sting that makes them a menace, it's their sheer numbers. In what scientists call a bloom, staggering amounts of jellyfish can swarm a particular area, often as a result of overfishing or climate change. These blooms can have catastrophic effects. By voraciously consuming plankton, jellyfish deprive other marine life of their primary food source, causing a ripple effect throughout the food chain. Moreover, jellyfish are notorious for their impacts on commercial fishing. Their slimy bodies clog up nets and equipment, leading to financial losses and, in severe cases, forcing fisheries to close down. As we continue to upset the delicate balance of our oceans, jellyfish blooms are becoming more common, making these silent invaders a growing concern. Now on to our top 3. At number 3, we have mosquitoes, the tiny creatures with a big impact. They may seem insignificant, but these minute insects are responsible for spreading diseases that can wreak havoc on wildlife populations. When mosquitoes feed, they can transfer parasites and viruses from animal to animal, acting as vectors for deadly diseases. For instance, they're infamous for spreading malaria, a disease that primarily affects birds and reptiles, but can also infect mammals. Although we often associate malaria with human health, this disease can decimate animal populations, particularly those that are already vulnerable. Mosquitoes are also responsible for the spread of West Nile virus, a disease that can have devastating effects on bird populations. While some species can recover, others can experience significant population declines. Let's not forget about heartworm, a mosquito-borne disease that can be fatal to dogs and other mammals. Mosquitoes play a crucial role in the life cycle of this parasite, transmitting it from host to host. These examples just scratch the surface of the damage mosquitoes can inflict on wildlife. Our runner-up at number 2 is beavers, the industrious engineers of the animal kingdom. While beavers are often celebrated for their knack for construction, these diligent creatures can also bring about significant environmental changes. Imagine a beaver colony, hard at work, altering the landscape with their dams. Now, these dams are no small feat. They're complex structures that can stretch for hundreds of feet, holding back thousands of gallons of water. But what happens when you dam a river? You change its course, its flow, its very nature, and with that you change the forest around it. Waterways get altered, forests get flooded, and entire ecosystems can be thrown off balance. It's a domino effect, really. A beaver dam here, a flooded forest there, and suddenly, the local habitat is no longer what it used to be. The flora and fauna must adapt or perish. It's a tough world out there, but nature is resilient. Finally, the most damaging creature to our environment is humans, the species with the most significant environmental footprint. We are the architects of our own world, but our creations often come at a cost. The environments we inhabit bear the scars of our progress. Deforestation is the visible wound, with millions of acres of forest disappearing annually, replaced by concrete jungles and barren land. Our industries belch out pollutants, tainting the air we breathe and the water we drink. The invisible enemy, greenhouse gases, trap heat in our atmosphere, causing a global fever we know as climate change. The ice caps melt, sea levels rise, and extreme weather events become the norm. We are the only species capable of understanding the impact of our actions, yet we continue on this destructive path. When considering the impact on the environment, it can be argued that human beings as a species have had the most significant and widespread damaging effects. The scale and intensity of human activities such as industrialization, deforestation, pollution, overconsumption, and greenhouse gas emissions have led to unprecedented environmental challenges. But for us humans, it's never too late for change. Unlike every other animal, we possess the knowledge and capability to understand our actions and find solutions. Perhaps we can even fix the problems we have created. With our extraordinary abilities, we have the potential to create havens of safety, not just on Earth, but also on other planets. Remember, every creature, including us, has a role to play in preserving our environment. Now that we know who the culprits are, what can we do about it? It's not about pointing fingers or playing the blame game. It's about understanding the impact and taking responsibility. Our actions, big or small, can have a ripple effect on the environment. But perhaps the most powerful tool at our disposal is education. Share what you've learned today, spread awareness about these environmental issues. By opening conversations and challenging misconceptions, we can influence change. Together we can make a difference. Start today for a better tomorrow, and I'm not talking only about Earth. To learn more, click on the next video.